Parliament in no less than 30 days before the State of the Nation address of 2018.
Thank you. Let's take questions. 1, 2. Let's start with number 2.
White went first for a long time. Aldrin goes first.
Aldrin?
It's Aldrin St-Pierre from the SABC. This court ruling is more on the National Assembly and the conduct, I guess, of the Speaker as well. Will the EFF push for a motion of no confidence in the Speaker, because continuously the court has been ruling against her conduct, and this time again the court has ruled against her conduct. So it's not just about President Jacob Zuma, but also the Speaker of Parliament.
Well, I think one thing at a time. We just have to look at the judgment and talk to the Speaker, and she will do the honorable thing. It's not necessarily about her. It is actually about the 269 voting titles of the ANC, which are in the backbench of the National Assembly. We look for of the Speaker. She cannot defy the highest court in the land.
Number 2.
Please could you extrapolate more on your opinion that it's an abuse of power by the Chief Justice? This was a dissenting judgment, which means that the Constitutional Court justices were not unanimous in the decision that they handed down to you.
It is unprecedented for those who have been in courts throughout their existence and the existence of the courts for such irritation to be displayed by the holder of the highest office of the courts, who actually is trying to impose his own judgment into record. He actually also read a minority judgment, and he actually summarized it in terms of the third person when he was reading that minority judgment. Similarly, his own judgment should actually also have been dealt with in the way he dealt with the minority judgment in the earlier Africans Must Fall judgment. And we really have to look at the decorum and the conduct of the Chief Justice. He cannot just be over celebrated, otherwise we are going to have a beast and a monster out of him. He must be called to order as and when he conducts himself in a manner not expected of the leader of the judiciary.
Are there any further questions?
That's it.
Thank you very much. Let's meet in Parliament in Cape Town, not later than the State of the Nation address of the 2018. Thank you.
Can I just quickly on the 30 days, how do you come up with the 30 days that this must happen before the State of the Nation address? Can you just explain that to us?
Maybe if you look at your calendar, it's just comes closer to that. It's not necessarily that the court said in 30 days or so, but at least it's come closer to the 8th of February, effective from today, the 29th of December.
So the State of the Nation will not happen up until these things have been adhered to?
Let's leave it to the processes that will be unfold beginning from today up until closer to the State of the Nation address of 2018, and hopefully that sense will prevail to the ruling party, to the Speaker, and the rest involved in protecting and keeping the President.
Are you happy? Are you satisfied as the EFF that you got what you want? And how long is your prediction, or at least what's your prediction for President Jacob Zuma's future?
Well, we exactly came to the court to ask for the court to make a declaration that the National Assembly has failed to fulfill its duties, and that's what exactly the court said. And we have got everything that we needed from the court, including cost, by the way. So we are very much satisfied. As to how long Zuma will survive, we will leave it to the Speaker. We will leave it to the ruling party, and hopefully if we give them a benefit of doubt, maybe some sense and miracles may visit their conscience before the State of the Nation address of 2018.
Okay, thank you guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much.
Yes.
The main applicants in this up until the State of the Nation address. As you can hear, that they've set aside 30 days, saying that within said 30 days they want the National Assembly, which of course is in recess, to ensure that it implements these rulings and the findings of the Constitutional Court. But quite importantly, as I emphasized to Godrich Gadi, the Secretary General of the EFF as well, is that this court case is not really about President Jacob Zuma, but it's more about the conduct of the Speaker of the National Assembly. And yet again, it has been found that the National Assembly has failed in its constitutional obligation to have oversight and hold the President and the Executive accountable. The court has also indicated that it already had made a ruling that the President has violated the Constitution, considering the ruling that it gave on the Nkandla matter, that the President failed to uphold, defend and respect the Constitution. Now we'll have to wait and see exactly how Parliament will be implementing this. Quite important as well in this judgment is that the judgment did indicate that an ad hoc committee would not be the right forum to hold the President accountable. But how does this then plan out going forward? What sort of committee would the judges be, or does this judgment envisage? And how exactly would the opposition parties ensure that the President is held accountable? This may be a judgment also on the conduct of the Speaker of Parliament to hold the President accountable. It's not so much about the legal implications thereof, but quite importantly, what does it mean for politics? What does this ruling mean for the ANC? Yet another ANC deployee, the Speaker of Parliament, has been found to be in the wrong, and the President Jacob Zuma was not held to accountable. What will the ANC do now that there's this ruling that has been set down? It's back to you in studio.
Thank you very much. Our reporter on the ground, Aldrin Samper, taking us through the court ruling that had been handed down by Judge Jafta.